Hey, Houseguest, welcome to today's Celebrity Big Brother 3 updates and spoilers. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. I thought it was Tuesday for a minute. Oh my goodness. Our house guests of the day are Latoya L., Matthew Burge, Donnie Greenwell, Bruce Mollenhoff, and Leslie Zaragoza Taylor. Thank you all so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. If you guys want to be house guest of the day, we still got 1 week of this season left. So check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters before we get started here, because that is also a fantastic way to support this channel and keep us doing what we're doing. So Julie's Heart, Migdalia G, Alex Garza, Vajrath, Darren McDowell, thank you all so much for your super chats yesterday. And I see we've got some lovely super chatters today. Please tell me the audio is working so far. I just remembered what a mess that was yesterday. Marie, thank you so much for the super chat. She says sending out some good vibes for the audio. I think we got your good vibes. Thank you. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much for the super chat. I know you take 1 day off and tech issues. This is why we need you here. Okay, the audio is good today. Yay. Good. Let's get started. When we left off yesterday, Todd, the HOH, was preparing to make his nominations. Oh my God, sorry. Sean, thank you for the super chat. That's my boyfriend. He likes to make fun of me because I went to Syracuse. Thanks, babe. So when we left off yesterday, Todd, the HOH, was preparing to make his nominations. And he was originally planning on putting up Carson and Cynthia because that's what Misha told him to do. And he was going to be a good little soldier and do it. But then Todd was thinking, might be better to put up Lamar with Carson because, first of all, he wants to get some brownie points with Cynthia by leaving her off the block. Maybe he could work with her, going into the end game, or just thinking further down the line, maybe she could be a jury vote for him to win. Plus, he also wants to ensure that Carson will still be on the block on eviction night because he has evaded that eviction chair a few times now on eviction night. But he figures if Carson wins the power of veto, he's not going to use it on himself because he won't want Cynthia to go up in his place. And as I said yesterday, in a normal season, that would be insane. Of course, whoever wins the veto is going to use it on themselves. But during this celebrity season, it is 100% totally possible that Carson would leave himself up on the block to avoid Cynthia going up in his place. That's just the kind of season that we got this time around. So Todd gave both Carson and Lamar the heads up that they're going to be nominated, and both of them were cool with it. They're like, okay, thanks for telling me. All right. So then in other news, Todd chose Lamar and Todrick to wear punishment costumes. Lamar dressed up like a mojito or something like that. Todrick is dressed up like a lime, and they are tethered together at the wrist for 24 hours. I'm sorry, but this is absolute torture for Lamar that he's got to be attached to Todrick for 24 hours. It's just a blah, 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 nonstop talking about himself and Shayna. So Lamar has had enough of Todrick. Told you guys yesterday, Lamar was calling Todrick out when he was saying problematic things. Yes, thank you. Lamar also ripped up some of the new playing cards that Todrick was so excited to shuffle loudly. So that was some drama, but Lamar was like, hey, for once, like, Todrick is not getting what he wants. So anyway, yesterday afternoon, Cynthia and Carson, they're really starting to understand the basic mechanics of this game. They're both like, oh my God, I just had a revelation. Carson says it's actually great if Lamar goes up on the block next to me. And Cynthia says, yes, if I win the power of veto, I can take you down and then we'll both be safe. I love that they're calling this a revelation when it's just like, again, the basic mechanics of the game that they should have a full understanding of at this point. But anyway, Carson says he thinks maybe like Todd made a mistake because now they at least have a chance. If they were both up on the block together, one of them would definitely be going. But they're like, let's make sure we don't like say anything to tip them off that like this is a possibility that we could both be safe. I think Todd was just confident that Cynthia would not win the power veto. He was not worried about that. So that's why he felt comfortable saying, all right, I'm going to put up Carson and Lamar instead of Cynthia. So Carson says, hopefully Cynthia will get picked to play in the power veto competition. So they don't fully understand everything yet because everyone plays in the power veto at this point. There are only 6 people left. What is going on here? Okay, so they had the nomination ceremony, and don't get me wrong, I love Carson, but like, Carson, what have you done? So they had the nomination ceremony, and as expected, Todd nominated Carson and Lamar, and Carson is the target this week. So moving on from that, the house guests were still going on and on about Shayna and her clothing, etc., etc. And Todrick is wondering, will he be getting an apology from Shayna after the show? He was also saying, like, maybe Julie was asking her some questions about it, like, when she had her post-show interview, like, do you, like, regret some of the things you were saying? Or, like, you were playing both sides, weren't you? Blah, blah, blah. So they thought that Julie was, like, going to give Shayna a dressing down. Todrick must really be living in an alternate universe at this point, because the things that he says, what? But I just have to say to like all these house guests that keep talking about Shayna, get a life and move on. All right. So Todrick took a short break from talking crap about Shayna to talk crap about Lamar. Yes, they were tethered together yesterday, but they were untethered for a little while Lamar was in the diary room. So Todrick took that time to complain to Misha in the living room. And Todrick says, it is unbearable sometimes to be around Lamar. You don't say. What about being around you? So Todrick says he's not used to this level of testosterone. And Misha says, please don't take this as a judgment of how like most straight men act. What? That's such a weird thing to say. Oh my God. But she says Lamar is extreme, like in all ways. So Todrick says that Lamar has toxic masculinity. And while I do wholeheartedly agree that toxic masculinity is a thing, I don't think that Lamar has it. But Todrick is complaining nonstop about these playing cards that Lamar ripped up. And I just have to note that Todrick was shuffling some cards very loudly during this conversation. And it's just very grating. Very grating. But Todrick is saying that whole incident with the cards made him feel like he was back in middle school again. That must be rough when Todrick is living his life like he's still in high school. Anyway, Todrick is pissed because somebody's actually calling him out on his BS. He's used to people just going along with what he's saying or just reinforcing what he's saying. But Lamar is actually questioning him about some of the things that he's saying, and he does not like that. So anyway, other than that, Todrick continues to show us how much he sucks. I know a lot of this spoiler today is about things that Todrick has been saying, but like that's what's going on the feeds. There's not a whole lot of game talk going on at this point. There's a whole lot of crap talk though. So remember how when Shayna was evicted, she was all iconic and said that she was going to make sure that the jury doesn't vote for Todrick, and it was amazing. But then Todrick responded, "Oh, don't be too hard on me." And we were all watching this and thinking like, that's kind of like a weird clapback, but okay. Well, it turns out that that was a deeply personal dig at Shayna, because apparently Shayna shared a story with everybody and told them that that was one of the most painful things that anyone has ever said to her. I don't know the full story there, who said it, what the context was, but somebody said to her, "Don't be too hard on me," and it really messed her up. So Todrick was just trying to stab that knife in there on her way out. Todrick gleefully brought it up multiple times last night, like, "Oh my God, can you believe I said that? Oh, I can't believe it." He seems really proud of himself, which is really gross to watch. I'm sorry, but like, He's an asshole. I have to say it. So then all the other house guests are saying, like, oh no, it was a good clapback. Like, what? Y'all have lost the plot at this point. I just mm-mm. So at one point, I do have to say, Lamar said, "You guys need to stop talking about Shayna. Like she's not even here anymore." Thank you, Lamar. Okay, so later last night, Todrick and Lamar finished their costume punishment. Okay, I'm very happy for Lamar that he is out of that toxic situation. So today, the house guests are going to be playing. Well, they did. The house guests played in the Power Veto competition. I'm wondering, were they surprised when they found out that they're all playing? That must have been quite a shock to them. But Cynthia was alone in the chocolate bedroom at one point. She's telling the cameras, it's game day. And she says, I really need to win this thing so I can pull Carson off of the block. And she's hoping it won't be a physical competition. Apparently, Big Brother told Big Brother told her that she doesn't have to be wearing super athletic clothes, I guess, or whatever. So she felt like, okay, it's not going to be a super physical competition. She's like, I haven't won anything yet. This is a big comp. So she also says it's only me and Carson left on our team. It's 2 against 4. I mean, it wouldn't be 2 against 4 if you hadn't gotten rid of your ally last week. That was a disaster. But anyway, Cynthia says we need all the help and all the prayer that we can get. Okay. So they had the Power Veto competition and Misha won. So I don't know what the competition was yet, but like I said, Misha won. So it's not looking good for Carson. But I mean, at this point, like Carson really screwed himself over last week. So this is going to happen when you make really dumb moves, As much as I love Carson and I will continue to love him outside of this house, he played himself here. So this is interesting though. Plot twist. Lamar seems really upset. Like maybe he wants to leave. We were hearing him say like he's got somewhere to be on the 26th and he wants like some extra time before that to chill out before his next gig. So it seems like he's kind of thinking maybe he wants to leave. So the feeds have been in and out this afternoon, but Todd is trying to give Lamar a pep talk. And he's asking Lamar, do you need to go or can you stick it out another week? Like we're only in here for one more week. And he says, if you need to go, it is going to change things for us. They need Lamar in this game, or at least Todd feels like he really needs Lamar in this game. But he says he wants to do what is best for Lamar. So Todd is saying, I want you to stay because I need your help to take out Todrick and Misha after this because Todd cannot play in the next HOH competition. So he's really going to be depending on Lamar or Cynthia if he can pull her in to win. I mean, you could have split up Todrick and Misha this week, but I guess he felt like he wanted Carson. Like he felt like Carson was a bigger threat. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens with Lamar. Hopefully he will not quit. I hate to see people quit, so hopefully he'll be able to stick it out. But Misha and Todrick are scheming already for next week, and Misha says, "Okay, Carson goes this week, and then Todd next week." At first, Todrick seems a little bit hesitant about it because I guess they were telling Todd that they want to go to the Final Four with him, and Todd has openly said, like, once we get to the Final Four, it's on. We all go after each other. But it seems like Misha wants to jump the gun here a little bit, miss integrity, and I stick to my word all the time. So they do agree that Todd is more likely to win competitions than Cynthia or Lamar. So it would make sense for them to take him out because they feel like they can beat Cynthia and Lamar in the end, and then they'd be in the final 2. Dang. So Todd is doing their dirty work this week by getting rid of Carson, and then they plan to target him next. Yikes. Okay, so the Power Veto ceremony should be tomorrow. And as of right now, Misha is planning on leaving the nominations the same with Carson going this week. So we'll see what happens. You never know. Things can change so quickly. So I don't know. If Lamar keeps ripping up playing cards, who knows what'll happen? They might decide to vote him out.
Oh,
Hi. Hello.
How'd you
Bowie.
name, bitch?
Bowie, good boy. So that's where we're at right now. We'll see what happens. But I want to thank today's super chatters because you guys are awesome. So Marie, thank you so much. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Sean, thank you so much.
Oh.
Dudley Lucky. Did I say that right? Dudley Lucky?
Yes, like Lucky Ducky.
Oh, that's fun. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Dudley says, I don't want Lamar to go. Thank you for all you ladies do. Thank you for watching. I don't want to see Lamar go either. I want to see him stick it out. And it would be awesome if he can make it to the end. Theodore, thank you so much. He says, been a fan of you for many years. Amazing work. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. It really means a lot to us when you guys come back season after season. Taylor Fulmer, thank you so much. And Taylor says, huge fan. Love to support when I can. You guys are the best. You're the best. Thank you. Andy W, thank you so much. And Andy says, I love that Lamar is getting under Todrick's skin. Right? I mean, somebody needs to stick up to Todrick because he is just too much.
He's gonna blow away like a hot air balloon. Maybe that's a possibility.
I don't know. I don't know. But I want to thank you all so much for being here. And Maddie L says, I wasn't familiar with Carson. This caught my eye. I wasn't familiar with Carson before the season, but he's very funny and he seems like a delightful man. He really is. He is an absolute joy. He seems like a wonderful human being. I've been a fan of his for a long time. We watched the original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, which he was just amazing on. We love him on Drag Race. We love him in everything we see him in. But in this game, like, he did not.
He's too good for this game.
Yeah, he's not cut out for this game. So
he's a sweetheart.
He's a sweetheart. He doesn't need this. So
exactly.
He just did not. He did not know what he was in for either. So
I have to say, if you guys want to see what a sweetheart Carson is, look up on YouTube. He was on a special celebrity edition of what's that show on Channel 13 with the Antiques Roadshow.
Oh, okay, yes.
They have a segment with Carson, and he goes to auction and buys a I think it was a little saddle of Jackie Onassis's.
Yeah.
And a blanket.
He loves horses.
Yeah. Well, his family has a horse farm that he has now. So it's just such a delightful little story.
Yeah.
And you really get more of a sense of what he is as a regular person, not like on a show. Because it's like real life.
He does seem like a great person.
And he is really a great person. So
yeah, you
should check it out if you're interested in learning more about Carson.
Yeah. Do I think he made a really dumb move? Yes. But I do not think that he's like a bad person at all. I still love him.
Well, I didn't appreciate his shit talking Shayna's clothing.
Yeah, I thought that was unnecessary.
Yeah. But other than that, wonderful.
Yeah. All right. The Real VB, thank you so much for the super chat. And they said, house full of dummies. Misha is not going anywhere. It's too late, Todd. I feel like Misha definitely has the best chance to win this thing, right? Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad at her winning at this point because who else is going to win?
I'd love to see Lamar win, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, but in the beginning, probably not.
I was so skeptical.
Yeah.
But this is for a recap.
All right.
Not for a spoiler.
Yeah. We're going to call it a day because Granny called again and I need to call her back. So, Granny always loves to call me during these live streams, but
you're not busy, are you, granddaughter?
Well, all right. So we'll see you all tomorrow. No, tonight. There is an episode tonight. So we will see you for tonight's recap. We hope you join us. And until next time, much love. Bye.
Calling your grandmother.